Daniel Abraham's A Shadow in Summer, Book 1 of the Long Price Quartet. The powerful city-state of Saraket is a bastion of peace and culture, and a major center of commerce and trade. Its economy depends on the power of the captive spirit, Seedless, an Andat bound to the poet-sorcerer Hesai for life. Enter the Galts, a juggernaut of an empire committed to laying waste to all lands with their ferocious army. Saraket, though, has always been too strong for the Galts to attack, but now they see an opportunity. If they can dispose of Hesai, Seedless's bonded poet-sorcerer, Seedless will perish and the entire city will fall. With secret forces inside the city, the Galts prepare to enact their terrible plan. In the middle is Ota, a simple laborer with a complex past. Recruited to act as a bodyguard for his girlfriend's boss at a secret meeting, he inadvertently learns of the Galtish plot. Ota finds himself as the sole hope of Saraket. Either he stops the Galts, or the whole city and everyone in it perishes forever. Hey guys, it's Jay Blank here with something a little new for you today. As you could hear at the beginning of that, I just read a synopsis for Daniel Abraham's A Shadow in Summer, Book 1 of the Long Price Quartet. The synopsis came from Amazon, so if you're looking for that so you can read it for yourself, just look it up on Amazon. While you're there, buy this book. This book is fantastic. I read the entire thing in one sitting. It was interesting the whole way through, and the whole culture was just really interesting, I guess. It was different. You know, usually fantasy books are based around European feudalism, or loosely around that, or maybe the Roman Empire. But this, I mean, I think it's pseudo-Japanese or some kind of Asian culture, but obviously not exactly that. It's a very interesting. I'm not gonna. First of all, I'm not gonna do any spoilers. If I do spoil something, I'll definitely cut it out so you guys won't ever hear that. This is the first time I've done this, so I guess bear with me as I try to get my format down. I'm gonna start, I guess, just by explaining some of the basic principles of this world. They're what's called poets. Poets are kind of magicians or sorcerers, I guess, but they don't actually have any magical power. They just study so they can take abstract thoughts and form them into Andat. Andat are the embodiment of an abstract thought, and they have different powers. For example, in this book, we meet Seedless, whose technical name is Removing the Part That Continues. His power is basically to remove the part that continues. Seedless, you know, you get it? He gets rid of seed, so he can sterilize, he can, you know, abort or whatever. What he's used for in Saraket is he removes the seeds from cotton, and it lets the whole process be really sped up, so that's why that city is so powerful. Seedless, his poet is Hesai, who's kind of a drunk because he hates himself. He has really bad self-image, and he formed Seedless in his idea of what perfection is, and it's everything that he wants to be. So actually the combination there really makes for a sympathetic character. Some of the other characters, we have Mati. He's a younger poet. He is, I guess, Hesai is his tutor. He came here to study under him and take over whenever Hesai would pass away. And you have Ota, who is a dock worker, but he's very, very smart. He's idealistic, and he could have been a poet. He could have been. And that's, all three of those guys are kind of based around their own storyline. And then there's also another storyline going on at the same time about Overseer Amat, who is an old woman who originally oversees one of the Galtish houses. And then some things happen, and she gets into some hot water, and her storyline is very, very good. I would really encourage everyone to get this. All the characters are very, I mean, they all have their flaws and all that. There's no outright villain. It's just a bunch of different factions that all believe they're doing what's best for their country. One thing that was cool about this book is, and the series as a whole, is the culture has, along with talking, they have a system of poses. So like a pose of submission or a pose of annoyance that they make that show emotion or supposed emotion, you know. It's very interesting. It gives insight into the culture that is harder to reveal than by just using speech. And it's something that I don't think I've ever seen in fantasy before, at least not off the top of my head. So it was definitely different, and it didn't take any time to get used to. I was into it right away. This is the first book of 4, so if you're looking for an already finished little quartet, this is perfect. The books are not too long. I actually have the third and fourth books in an omnibus edition. I don't know if the first 2 are available like that, but I have those separately. So yeah, Daniel Abraham's A Shadow in Summer, Long Price Quartet Book 1. Get it, read it, buy it, go, and tell me what you think. All right, it's been Jay Blank. See you guys.